back, everybody. Now the next guest we have for you today plays the role of Bobby C, who just wanted Tony to notice and accept him. Please welcome Bobby Miller. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Great. I think that's about the third time I answered that question. I should try to be more original for the next guest. But that's not the point. Can you please tell us a little bit about Bobby C and how he's different from the other boys in Saturday Night Fever?
Well, Teresa, Bobby is this high schooler who hangs with a bunch of kids who already graduated or dropped out of high school. And to fit in with a group of friends, he looks up to Tony as idol, a mentor you could say, and does everything he can to impress him. But it's hard for him because, you know, he's not as big, tough, or rebellious as Double J or Joey.
Can you describe a scene for us in the movie where we see the side of Bobby?
Sure. Well, the infamous bridge scene, I personally think, shows how desperately Bobby wants to fit in with his group and to impress Tony. He decides to climb the bridge higher than any of the other boys did to prove to Tony that he's just as cool and rebellious as the rest of them. But then he starts to cry and asks Tony why he broke his promise of calling him back. And unfortunately, he was so caught up with his emotions, he fell off the bridge.
Oh wow, the things people do to fit in and impress others. Can we actually get a clip of that scene?
Come on, Bobby, get over here right now. Come on. Now, don't get upset. Come on, we'll talk. We'll go talk in the car. Swarm it in.
You didn't talk to me before. How come you never called me?
Wow, that's just heartbreaking. Barry, can you describe to us what Bobby's death symbolizes?
It symbolizes the type of kids who just can't bring themselves out of peer pressure. They do everything they can to make themselves look cool and don't even think twice about what could happen to them in the future. I mean, look at Bobby. He fell off a bridge. He was an emotional wreck.
Wow, do you think kids are like this today?
I wouldn't say they would commit suicide, but a lot of kids nowadays go to drugs and alcohol to soothe their pains.
Very true. Can you actually go more in depth about which role in the teenage male population Bobby's character portrays and how?
Sure. He symbolized the people who just can't break the lifestyle of their friends, and in Bobby's case, his macho friends. Bobby's character shows desperate, hopeless outcast teenagers who would do possibly anything they could to fit in. I mean, Bobby was a very shy kid and just wanted to break out from his comfort zone and follow whatever Tony and his crew did. He even let Tony borrow his car, hoping it would make him like him better.
Speaking of Bobby's friends, why were they so racist to African Americans and Hispanics and so homophobic? What does this say about 70s culture?
Well, Teresa, regardless of the civil rights movement and the new law stating equal rights, Americans just didn't care. They thought they were better than everyone else because of the color of their skin, by the way they talked, and just because they were brought up that way.
That's just plain sad.
Definitely. Do you remember the scene when they were walking past the basketball courts and they completely scared the homosexual couple? And the scene when they were walking towards the disco and they were saying rude names for African American and Hispanic?
I think I do remember that.
Well, to everybody's surprise, African Americans, homosexuals, and Hispanics were the one who created disco.
No way.
I'm not kidding.
Wow, I'm gonna have to Wikipedia that when I get home. That's surprising. I guess Americans actually have to thank the people that they were bullying for the disco culture.
Definitely.
Well, it was so nice to have you here, Barry.
It was my pleasure, Teresa.
Please come again.
No problem. Bye.